So hello everyone. Today we're doing a live brew. So these are a not only something I really enjoy doing, but these are a new patron reward for the channel, which is pretty dope. Uh, and we're just going to be doing these hopefully once a month, which is pretty cool. You know, the $10 and up patrons can jump in and vote on what commanders they want to see. I'll usually do something like I did with this, which is like limit it to one set specifically. So for example, today we're here jamming Lord of the Rings, which is pretty dope. Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle Earth, as the magic folk like to call it. But yeah, we're gonna jam some Gandalf today. Uh, let's start off the bat. There's a lot of different ways you can play Gandalf. So let's, I guess, for posterity's sake, let's read this Gandalf. We got a flash 4/5, legendary avatar wizard for 3 and double white. It has, you may cast legendary spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Rad. If a legendary permanent or an artifact entering or leaving the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So, a lot of things to digest. What's up, Mod? Nice to see you, friend. A lot of things to digest, in my opinion, with this commander. So, first thing being first, is you can give your win cons flash. And in multiplayer commander, that's pretty huge. Like, there's a lot of different ways that this can go very well for you to be able to like win on top of other things. It's a real big benefit of this deck. Uh, Thank you for the monster shout out. The downside of this deck that I'm noticing here is that there's like a good win con. That's the thing I'm noticing the most with this build is that Gandalf gives you access to, and so I guess let's start every one of my builds. I start the same way. I always like to put 30 of a basic land in just to say like, hey, this is our land, so that when we're filling out the slots, we can see right down there that, you know, it shows how many things are in the main deck, so we get a rough idea of what we want in the deck. So let's jam those 30 plains in there just to start things off. You know, 30 snow-covered plains because we're edgy, and let's go from there. So as I said, I think being able to get our Gandalf onto the battlefield and being able to flash in the Heliod Ballista combo is like the cleanest way to win the game. So let's throw that in there. And, you know, if anyone in chat, if there are a large amount of people who do not know about this combo, then please feel free to let me know. We got Heliod and Ballista. So Heliod puts lifelink onto Ballista every time they do damage. Infinite damage, right? Yeah, so definitely snow-covered, very good for Arkham's Astrolabe, which will come up later. Also, sorry, the glare is really bad right now. I, of course, have the sun right in this window that is right above me. So I'm looking even paler than normal, which is really hard to say for an Irishman like myself. I'm looking like Gandalf the White. So, you know, this is kind of the things we want to do, right? We want to be able to see, oh, my opponents are about to win with X, Y, or Z. Let's flash in our win cons over the top of it and then poof, snipe them out of the air, right? That's kind of the idea. I've noticed that there's like a few ways I see this being built, right? And the question I feel like this commander asks is, how is this better than Wrath Capuchin, right? Who traditionally has not seen a lot of play in cEDH, although that may be because I think people might have not been building him at 100% power level and may, you know, have let this commander slip a little bit farther than it deserves to, and also some new cards I think made this card a little better. So that's something to think about, right? Is like, what makes Gandalf better than this guy right here? Some answers I think we have are this legendary permanent or artifact entering or leaving thing, right? Like that is something that makes this card better. It costs 1 mana more. It has a slightly bigger body that loses flying, but this leaving or entering doubler is the big part about this card, right? So let's talk about cards that, you know, actually, I think we should just get a couple of the vegetables out of it, right? Like the cards that we know we need in a deck like this. I think let's just get our artifact ramp, for example. This is an obvious Jewel Lotus deck, right? Like, boom. Jewel Lotus, easy claps. 3 mana for your Gandalf any day. Mana Crypt, right? And I know people tend to have certain packages that they'll like to include there, and I know you can do those in Mox Field, but I like to just do them the old-fashioned way. Get our Mox Diamonds. Our Chrome Mox. Our Lotus Petal. We got 3 colorless pips in Gandalf, so I'm definitely throwing in the Mana Vault. I'm probably going to throw in a Grim Monolith, which we can take or leave as we go in later. Is Soul Ring good enough? Thank you, Scoop, for just really being that shit poster. Let's see. Crown Mox, Mox Diamond, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Grim Monolith. I assume we're going to eventually get Mox Opal mana for sure. Like, it seems ridiculously impossible not to. This feels like I think we're going to be an Arcane Signet deck, if I'm being honest. And we'll probably be playing a lot of artifacts in this list. I genuinely think so. These are the ones that I can think of right now as far as like extremely necessary includes for artifact ramp. Yeah, Enlightened Tutor, definitely a good one too. We can talk about instants. If I'm playing mono white, I feel like I have a couple staples, right? We have Silence, right? I think you don't leave home without Silence. If I'm playing mono white or a low color white deck, I'm playing both Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares. I think with the fact that Gandalf gives your stuff flash, that Portable Hole, super necessary include in my opinion. I think with the way Voltaic Key to bridge the One Ring shenanigans, I like that a lot. I've always been a big Voltaic Key and Manifold Key person. Yeah, that's awesome in this deck. I think it's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Esper Sentinel. I mean, we're looking at artifacts, right? But I think Esper Sentinel is pretty good one too. Ooh, can't spell. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think so. So many people are saying in the chat, the One Ring. It is definitely not only a mono white staple, but if Gandalf with the One Ring, kind of cracked. Right? Like, I don't think people realize how good it is to be facing down lethal Najila damage. Maybe they play a Derevi and then be like, flash in the One Ring. I have protection from you guys until my next turn, and then I can win on my turn. Pretty good. Oh, we're seeing some great suggestions in chat. March of Otherworldly Light, absolutely. Definitely like a new white staple. Card's insane. Reprieve, I think we can put in there for now. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't make the final cut, but, you know, this card's, like, really good if we are... Basically, if we're playing Rule of Laws. I think Reprieve is really good. If we're not playing Rule of Laws, I don't know. So I'm going to put that in the sideboard for now. I saw someone suggest Ranger Captain. Absolutely. If I'm playing mono white, I'm not leaving home without a Solitude. Even if we're super artifact heavy, a Solitude's like stupid. It is a dumb card. Let's see. It's Fairy's Protection is probably not gonna get there. No. Actually, so funny enough, John, I did talk to Charles about this very deck last night. He went in a bit of a different direction than I think I'm gonna go with this specific brew. But he and Tyler from Play to Win and I were all on a call talking about some stuff. I was also half at the gym at the time, so it wasn't really the most effective phone call on my end. But yeah, Grand Abolisher is super solid. Although I'm gonna Grand Abolisher, I'm gonna leave in the side for now, just because we're trying to win over other people, and despite Grand Abolisher being stupid good, right? It's a little weird with this deck because it's kind of counterintuitive to our game plan. Although I did like the suggestion of Loran of the Third Path. I think it's very solid. Yes. Ooh, that probably went to the sideboard. Yep, it did. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, yeah, people are popping off with these suggestions. I love it. Yeah, Drannith, obviously, giant white staple. Drannith Magistrate. And then... yeah, so here's where we can talk about what do we want from this deck, right? We want to be abusing Gandalf's ability to flash in win conditions at instant speed, to flash in stacks pieces, to disrupt what my opponents are doing. And we want to be able to take advantage of the fact that we are able to react to whatever is happening on the board state, right? These are sort of the things we want to be able to do. So now let's talk about how we get to that point, right? So there's a lot of suggestions coming in from chat. Sorry, I'm not going to get to all of them this second, just because we're going to go on this high level thought process before we start cutting stuff down, right? So when we're going through this process here, right, we're going to be talking about, okay, let's figure out how to abuse Gandalf, right? Because that's the thing we're trying to do. Once again, flashing in Ballista and Heliod is like the ish. That's what we want to be doing in general. But once again, look at Wrath here. We can do that already and have blue in our deck. So why do we want Gandalf, right? Some people are suggesting that KCI is the solution, right? Like the thing to be doing. So for those who aren't familiar, we're talking about Krark Clan Ironworks, which is just 4 mana, sack an artifact, add 2 mana, right? So this card is, for those who don't know, absolutely busted. There's so many different combos you can achieve with KCI. And one of the things I was talking about with Charles last night was we were talking about these stacks pieces, and he was like, oh, well, this disrupts your KCI combo. It's an artifact stacks piece. And I was like, great. That's totally okay if it's an artifact stacks piece, because KCI can sacrifice my own stacks pieces while I'm trying to combo off. And that's the stuff that I find very attractive about this build, right? Is this idea that you can flash into KCI, go to combo off, sack all of your stuff, and in response to someone else trying to win, you can still just absolutely pop your loop off. Or if someone does a dress down, right? You can still try and win in response to someone else's disruption for your stacks pieces. Or you can flash in pieces that answer the fact that they're trying to disrupt you, right? So there's a lot of flexibility with what's going to happen with this deck. I think abusing the ETB from Gandalf is pretty important, I think. I kind of wanted to go down the KCI variant because I think it's fun. I think it's fun. It's one of my favorite cards of all time. And I think if there's going to be a card that breaks KCI, Gandalf is that card. There's been a couple cards printed recently where I'm like, oh yeah, like this does some dumb stuff with KCI, but like Gandalf really, really does dumb stuff with KCI. So let's make some stuff happen, right? I love this. Now, to be clear, the problem we're going to run into, right, is the fact that KCI is not high card quality, right? We're going to be playing a lot of bad cards. And the hope is that we're playing these bad cards so that we get to an end game of redundancy and inevitability. Yeah, I'm seeing some suggestion for the orbs. I don't know that the orbs are great just because I don't know that we break parity on them at all, even if we can sack them when we want to. Also, as a backup KCI, I'm a big fan of adding a grinding station. Let's see here. Let's get some other stuff going. Yeah, my role's interesting. I don't know if we really care about like value KCIs, but if we are doing KCI stuff, we're doing scrap trawlers, right? For those who don't know, it's when it or another artifact dies, you put from your hand an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, once again, we don't have to play Rule of Law effects, but we can play Rule of Law effects that don't lose to KCI. So let's talk about those, right? So Aethersworn Canonist is great because it's also an artifact, kind of badass. Damping Sphere, also a Rule of Law effect, right? Also, artifact can be sacrificed. Torinisphere, also artifact can be sacrificed by our own stuff. I love Grafdigger's Cage, same thing. And Grafdigger's Cage actually doesn't really mess with KCI loops anyways, which is actually pretty nice. Oh yeah, definitely good suggestion there. Archivist of Augmenta, kind of a auto include. Honestly, I think I can't type, everybody. I'm so sorry. Archivist of Augmenta and also Aven Mind Sensor. Like, we're already playing this Flash game plan. Why would we not play Aven Mind Sensor in our deck, right? Do we put Ranger Captains in there? Ranger Captain is in there. That's good. That's good. Mirror Retriever. Yep, another great one. So now I'm currently pulling a lot of cards out of my head, right? And these are cards that I know, cards that I've like done a good amount of work to like study, right? So how do I go about finding cards like this in general? So I go over here to Scryfall, because Scryfall is like the bee's knees when it comes to this stuff. To answer that question in chat, so they would not affect Force of Will on the stack, right? So if you someone to cast Force of Will and then you flash in Boromir, the Boromir wouldn't really see that happening already. Teshar, worth it in the 99. I do think Teshar is worth it in the 99, especially because that is, once again, something we can flash in to just be an insane combo piece while our opponents are trying to do stuff. Land tax is good. I don't know that we like need it per se. Like you could play a deck with it, you could play a deck without it, right? I also really like, a bunch of people in chat have suggested Mystic Forge. And I like Sensei's Divining Top as well. Sensei's Top also can act as a win con when you get some of these loops going, because you basically get in scenarios where you can activate Sensei's Top, sacrifice it to KCI, and then get it back with your loop as that's going on, which is pretty cool. Maybe a Chalice of the Void, another good suggestion. Once again, another stacks piece that we can absolutely hose. Okay, let's go over here. Go into advanced search, right? I want to look at the word whenever, right? Because that's the word that is going to reference triggered abilities, right? So there's two words in general when you're looking up triggered abilities. It's whenever and as. So let's look up whenever. And then let's just start with whenever dies, right? And our commander is white. So let's limit to everything there and then search with these, right? And then there's 66 cards in this section. I like going by EDHREC rank just because it might be dumb, but it works. No, we cannot play Null Rod because we cannot use KCI to sacrifice a Null Rod. For sure not. Tanglewire, I don't know about Tanglewire. We'll figure that one out. And Torpor Orb, I'm a little scared of shutting off our own ETBs that are too good. But that one we might just throw on the side. Because if we get to a point, so here's one of the things I'm thinking, is that this deck is going to straight up lose to a single resolution of Dockside Extortionist, right? That is something that this deck is going to be folding to so hard. And I think one of the things that is a little painful for this deck is just the threat of that card at all times, right? And we can't really answer it. So one of the downsides is like, oh no, but I shut off Gandalf's ability to double or stop like enters the battlefield abilities. But if we only have creatures that care about things leaving the battlefield, right? And we have a bunch of artifacts that care about doubling, then that's a whole different story, right? So like, for example, let's just go, oh yeah, Karn, great suggestion. Thank you, chat. That was one I was talking about yesterday. Karn the Great Creator, so dumb good in this deck. You can flash this in, right? Like, that's so dumb. Yeah, that's insane. So one of the things I'm thinking is that if you have a card like Hushwing Griff, right? And we'll have to adjust the deck that we've already put in there a little bit. So let's look at Hushwing Griff. It says creatures entering the battlefields don't cause abilities to trigger, right? So we're looking at this here, right? These artifacts entering the battlefield, well, we don't care about those, right? Those are absolutely fine, right? And it's stopping things like Thassa's Oracle, which is something really hard for us to do. And once again, I think we can play Elesh Norn. We can play 5-mana Elesh Norn and not worry about this entire line of thinking that I'm going down. Or we can have multiple redundant pieces that stop enters the battlefields, which I don't think is bad at all. Like, I think a lot of these really solid KCI pieces that we want to combo with can be just regular artifacts, right? I just think Hushwing doesn't shut off many of the things we actually care about, right? Like, Teshar is a cast trigger. Scrap Trawlers is a leave the battlefield trigger. Loran we'd probably have to cut. Heliod doesn't get affected. Aven Mind Sensor doesn't get affected. Mirror Retriever doesn't get affected. Not like none of these effects that we have in here, except for Solitude, are really changed, right? Oh yeah. So Josh, good question in chat. This is where we start to talk about these really interesting cards, right? So we talk about Ichor Wellspring, right? Ichor Wellspring kind of cracked in this deck. Look at this guy. Whenever ETBs or is put into the graveyard, this is one of the best cards in this deck. Absolutely, right? ETBs or put into the graveyard, we draw a card. With Gandalf and a sack outlet on the battlefield, boom, enters the battlefield, draws 2 cards. Sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. This is when this deck starts popping off, right? This is when we start doing the crack stuff, right? Paradox Engine. Can we include Curse Totem? Kinda. I think so. So this is going to go to the sideboard for now. We're going to, as I said, I would love to take a stab at this as being a deck that we try with the anti-ETB effects. And if we play it and it's bad, then we play it and it's bad, right? And that part sucks, right? But I say we try it for now. So I'm going to put in my anti-ETB cards, right? Hushbringer. Hushbringer says... creatures entering or dying. Oh, no, we can't play Hushbringer specifically because we don't want to stop dying. So you go to the sideboard. My bad. But Torpor can stay in. Tocatli Honor Guard can stay in. Okay, Torpor Orb's in. We have Hushwing, Tocatli, Torpor Orb. We cannot play Hushbringer. Just looking at other people's suggestions. I really like the suggestion of Oswald. I know a couple people have said that in chat. I keep forgetting about that one because it's really nice to be able to go, oh, Oswald, flash that in, and then next turn untap, activate my commander. People have suggested also 4-mana Linvala, one of the best cards in the format, just as far as like stopping your opponents from just doing the thing. Right? Big fan. I like Ow in the deck. My problem with Ow as of now, specifically, well, actually, let's go back to this. I want to go back to this first. I know we've talked about this. As someone mentioned earlier, you can actually copy Scryfall searches and put them into Moxfield, so you can start adding stuff directly to the deck, right? But then it doesn't sort it the way I want it to be sorted. That's fine. So let's see. And these are things that say whenever it dies. Not anything. Okay, this transforms when something dies. Whenever it attacks, you can reanimate a thing. Nope, nothing. Boop, 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 boop. Nothing super crazy. Oh, draw Scorpion. Whenever it or another creature is put into a graveyard, you're going to tap an artifact. I feel like that's kind of a KCI thing for sure. So let's pop that bad boy in there. Let's see. What else we got here? God Eternal Oketra, funny enough. You can flash this bad boy in, and he's also an outlet when you are doing the KCI thing because you're casting a creature every time you're going through the loop, and you're making infinite 4/4s. I don't know if it's good enough to like straight up include, but it's worth throwing in the sideboard for sure. Let's see here. Anything else that's kind of hot? Is Enduring Renewal a card we can play in this deck? It might be. There's a lot of weird cards here. I think Skullclamp is worth maybe putting in the sideboard just in case, because I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of sacrificey stuff. Okay, so nothing great. Yeah, so we can't do Recruiter of the Guard specifically because it's an ETB and we're trying to not have those. Although, once again, there's a very viable version of this deck that is not playing the anti-ETB effects. I just like those effects right now. Someone suggesting the mighty, powerful Lembas Bread. Thank you so much. Very clearly a staple of this deck. Boom, comes in, scry one, draw, cracked. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. We got a lot of crazy stuff here. Boom. Oh man, you all have so many good suggestions. I'm trying to get through them all, I promise. Reservoir is another one people have suggested. Aetherflux Reservoir, just as like a hard outlet. It's not the worst thing to be able to just straight up win the game that way, right? Elish Norn. So we're trying not to play Norn right now because we don't have any ETBs that we're trying to double, right? Oh, Eye of Vecna? Is that good? Eye of Vecna. I mean, you do draw 2, but you lose 2, and then it's a nice card advantage later in the game. I'm gonna keep this out for now because genuinely cards like Prophetic Prism are better, right? Like just draw 2 in a sense, right? Let's see, a lot of cool stuff. We already have Ichor Wellspring in here. Oswald's in here. Mystic Forge should be in there already. Yep. Yeah, just double check the list before making comments in chat, maybe, friends. That's totally fine. All right. Another one I saw from people that I really like is the suggestion of doing cards like Pithing Needle and Phyrexian Revoker. Fun fact for anyone who might get confused by this in the future, Phyrexian Revoker is not an ETB. It is a when it enters the battlefield effect, and therefore it will not be affected by our own anti-ETB effects. But yeah, the ability for your opponent to be like, oh, I'm going to make... I have my Dockside, I'm going to cast Emil, and then you can be like, I'm going to flash in a Pithing Needle naming Emil. Pretty good, right? Stuff like that is very powerful. Prized statue. Is that the one that makes treasures? Y'all have such interesting suggestions. I love this. Prized statue. Enters battlefield. Or goes to the graveyard, make a treasure. So it makes 2. I don't know if I want to be trading a card for 2 to 4 treasures, though. So that's going to go sideboard for now. Moonsilver Key? Ooh, Uba Mask I like a lot, actually. Especially like in response to a wheel. Another one that Charles suggested yesterday, the mono white guy, I really like is oh no, what's it called? Oh yeah, Memory Jar. Memory Jar. This card is so silly in this deck because you can flash it in someone's end step, or just like in general, some absolutely cracked stuff you can do with this card. Example number 1. Your opponent goes to cast a Thassa's Oracle. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this card. It is pretty relevant. Yeah, no, we don't need double Pithing Needle with Gandalf. It's just we need 1 Pithing Needle. That's fine. We should like have flash. But so, yeah, once again, so say your opponent goes to cast Thassa's Oracle. They Demonic Consultation, remove their entire library. Nobody responds. You go, okay, cool. Response, flash in a Memory Jar, crack it, boom, they're dead. You can do some other stuff. For example, your opponent casts an Ad Nauseam on someone else's end step. You can end step the jar, go to their upkeep, crack the jar. Their Ad Nauseam hand, gone. Yeah, people are suggesting Arkham's Astrolabe. We did talk about it at the beginning, but then never actually played it in the deck. So, that's in there. I love the suggestion of Lodestone Golem. Someone else had said that earlier. We are on Cheshire already. We can be on the baubles. They're fine. I think it's cute. Urza's Ruinous Blast, I would love to play if it didn't exile all of our cards. Yeah. So, once again, Ow is not in the deck currently because right now we only have artifact sacrifice effects, right? We don't have straight up artifact or regular sacrifice effects. So one thing I want to do right now is we have this search that we just did. Let's go back here, do an advanced search, and I want to look at cards that say sacrifice artifact in mono white. Oh, wrong part. Can you tell I've done this search before? Ooh, my bad. All right, we're gonna copy this over here. Boom. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, interesting. Arcbound Ravager being an outlet's a little weird, but you know, I'll put in the considering at the very least. Aura of Silence, not a bad stacks effect in general. I like putting that in the considering. Let's see here. Anyone making a good Mishra's Workshop? Yes, this is probably a Mishra's Workshop deck for sure. We'll come back to that in a minute. Cathar Commando, just a good card in general. This one's okay. Enduring Renewal we'll come back to. Nothing, not great sacrifice outlets as of yet. We already got Grinding Station, and oh yeah, this guy should definitely be in the deck. Oh, we got a classic here, Kolith the Forge Master. It's pretty good. Flash this in, untap, tutor whatever artifact you need right onto the battlefield. We'll sideboard it for now, but I'm a big fan of that card for sure. Moonsilver Key. I feel like it can do something. I can't think of what it could do right now. Let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah, this guy's gotta probably be in the main deck. Resto Specialist is a card I would consider for sure. Let's see here. Anything else? This guy's good at getting your stuff back, considering. Oh yeah, this guy's awesome. If anyone hasn't played with Scrapyard Recombiner, it's awesome. Really, really good at getting you a lot of the constructs that you need, which you would be surprised just how many of those. Oh yeah, Metalworker, gonna be added in. Thank you for reminding me, folks. It's been a hot minute since we were talking about that card. I'm very interested if Smelting Vat's anything. I know it was like really good in the Mishra Precon, but I'm not sure if that means it's like actually a good card. Oh yeah, Moonsilver searches for KCI. Thank you, everybody. There we go. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Yeah, absolutely playing that card. Not sure that that's anything, but oh, we have one on a creature here that's sideboardable for sure. Tragic Arrogance, probably one of the best mono white cards. Period. Card's really good. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? That's it for now. Yeah, so let's go back to our list. We gotta add Moonsilver Key is in the deck, or did I not actually put it in? Yeah, well, that's gotta change. Moonsilver Key. Oh, it's somewhere. Here we go, Moonsilver Key. Yeah, that gets our KCI. That was so dumb. Of course we're playing that. Let's see here. What else we got? Liberator as a nice backup. Portable Hole is already in the deck, friends. I think. Yep. Liberator is a nice backup. I think that's it. Probably worth the include. Its ETBs get shut off by a lot of our stack spaces, but I think that's fine. Soul Guide Lantern for Graveyard Hate. Seems good to me. Yeah. Can we play Weathered Runestone? That's the question I have. On the permanent cards, can't enter the battlefield. Players can't. Oh well. Oh, so Grafdiggers and Weathered Runestone do shut off our Mystic Forge, which is a little cringe. So let's sideboard this one and then really take a second to think about Grafdiggers. I think it's still probably worth playing that non-bow. Are we a Nuba Mask? Yeah, we are a Nuba Mask. All right, cool. Shimmer Mirror, yeah, same thing as Liberator. I don't think we need the triple redundancy, but we can at least put one of them in the sideboard. You guys all keep making great suggestions, and I don't have enough time to do all of them. Metalworker, cracked in this deck. We're looking currently at something like 40 artifacts, so yeah, Metalworker seems pretty good. I had said this yesterday to Charles as kind of a meme, but with the amount of mana production we have in this deck, I really like playing Portal to Phyrexia, because make your opponents each sacrifice 6 creatures, to me, sounds pretty cool. I don't know. I think that's pretty cracked, right? Now, we won't always get there, right? But I don't know. I think it's worth at least playing. Once again, ETB, each opponent sacrifices 6 creatures. Seems really good to me. Yeah, One Ring's already in there. We already got that stuff covered, y'all. And then, yeah, I want to, like, keep looking. Yep, Lauren. So, once again, we're not playing Lauren because we are playing Hushman Griff and Tokatli Arnagard and Torporarb because we are trying not to lose to a Dockside. Soulless Jailer, I like, actually, a good amount because Artifact and Permanent cards, yeah. Yeah, that's, like, dope because it stops the graveyard stuff but also doesn't affect anything we're trying to do. Crackdown. What does Crackdown do? Non-white creature, not really what we're trying to do. Yeah. Portafrexia, a good target for Clitoth Forge Master too. Agreed. Very much agreed. God Pharaoh statue is decent. I've seen that card like King make more than we like. And Hushbringer we're not playing because specifically it shuts down, leaves the battlefield triggers, which are the ones that we need to work. So I also kind of want to do another search here. I kind of like the Arcbrine Ravager as a backup sacrifice outlet. I really do. But we'll take a peek at that in a second. Abeyance? Yeah, Abeyance is decent. We have other cards to like kind of stop that. Elish Norn makes artifacts also double ETB? Does it? What? Oh, it says permanent? Y'all, I'm dumb. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. So yeah, Elish Norn we're definitely playing. That's my bad. That we did not have that earlier. Doesn't Soulless Jailer stop Teshar? Yes, as is Grafdigger's Cage. So we'll see what's up with Teshar. Yeah, no, I mean, I know it stops the opponent's stuff. All right, I also want to do, let's go back to the search here. We're going to look at enter. Oh, this is the wrong one. Artifact, here we go. And then we're going to look up creature. But we're going to say not a creature. And we're going to say enter battlefield. Boom. Let's see what happens here. Landfall. It's no, oh, my bad. Because also. Oh man, I gotta do the whole thing again. All right. Artifact, yes. Artifact, yes. Creature, no. And commander, white. There we go. And then we're gonna copy. Go over here. Boom. Did I do the wrong thing? Oh yeah, because I copied the URL. My bad. Oh my god. I promise I'm a competent adult, y'all. Ooh, that was a big search. Okay. Nothing. Alchemist Vial. Boom. ETB draw 2 in the deck. Let's see here. Alter the Brood. Very cute. Put it in the sideboard. Amulet of Vigor. I don't think it's anything. Boop, 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 boop. This one's actually not bad. Enter the battlefield. Look for 4 planes. Put them in your hand. Whenever land, enter the battlefield under bonus control. If it has more lands than you, yeah, sure, sideboard it. Let's see. Got the best one here. Nothing. Maybe redundancy might be nice, and it also can be an outlet for certain combos. I guess Containment Priest we definitely can take a look at if we aren't doing the Teshar thing. If we are doing the Teshar thing, we gotta chill with a couple of these anti-synergies. Let's see here. Cage Sun's nothing. No, maybe if we're going with Sensei's Divining Cop. Sensei's Divining Cop, you heard me. Top combos, so we're gonna be considering that. Boom. Nothing. This one's actually really cute when it comes to other stuff. It's not good, right? Coveted Jewel, 6 mana, draw 6. And we're playing a bunch of artifact sacrifice outlets. I feel like it's probably not good. But like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Well, considering it. I'm gonna actually even sideboard that because that's real funny. Let's see here. Anything crazy? Any ETBs that are spicy? Nothing crazier right now. Oh, Elsewhere Flask. Boom. cEDH staple. Inches Battlefield draws 2. Done. Game over. GG's. Energy Refractor. Same thing. Let's go. That's in the considering for now. Also, I know a couple people have suggested War Room. Definitely a card we will be playing. Absolutely agree. Yeah, I don't know if there's any legendary creatures. When it comes in, exile a creature an opponent controls with CMC 3 or less. That is like most relevant things in the format, but like we also have many better, I think, interaction pieces in the format. Golden Egg, cEDH staple. Let's go, baby. So Gonti's Aether Heart is bad but interesting, I guess. I don't know. 6 mana is not worth it. Yeah, no, it's not worth it. What am I talking about? Guild Globe, ETB draw card in the deck. Done. I love that that's just like the condition for half of these things. Chromatic Sphere, it's not in the list yet. It will be. Double the Ring Tempting. Let's go. No, that's nothing. This is all nothing so far. Oh, we can return 4 lands to our hand with the... Knowledge Pool is kind of interesting with certain cards in the deck. I'm going to put it in the considering because with Draenith and I think one other thing, it like shuts off some stuff, which is pretty cool. Let's see, anything else very sexy here? Anything attractive? Nothing so far. And like, so a lot of the times with decks that I've like done a lot of work on, I've done a lot of innovation with, this is what I do. I will go through and like straight up 100% Scryfall search, just dig through lists to find, you know, answers to niche stuff. Oh, sorry, it's probably down for a second. My bad. But, you know, just really get into the nitty gritty of these type of things and like really get an understanding of like what is available and what are the options that we have, right? When I built Winota for the first time, I looked at every single red and white human that existed in the game. And that's how I got to that point. Not seeing anything super exciting coming down this way. Potion of Healing says draw a card on it in the deck. Let's go. Oh man, get pumped every time I see one now. Just like, we all know what's happening, you know? Sculpting Steel is fine. Maybe look at Magda. I think Magda's a very different deck, if I'm being honest. I don't really see the correlation, but we can consider an option, this Sculpting Steel. Alright, great. We've freed ourselves from this Scryfall search. We can go back and let's look at... Someone mentioned Chromatic Star, right? Which is a good card to look at. So, and I believe if we're doing that, Chromatic Sphere also goes in the same vein, right? Because I believe they add a mana, and when it is put into the graveyard from battlefield, draw a card. Okay, so let's go over here. Oracle Graveyard Battlefield. And we're going to copy this. Let's see what this yields, as they say. Portable Hole is already in the deck, my friends, for sure. Chromatic Star in the deck. We just added that bad boy right there. Dingus Egg, not happening. I'm like almost tempted to play this card because it's really funny. Because it just stops extra turn effects. It like hoses Tivits, but I think it's way more cute than it is actually good. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got? Anything cool? Anything dies and gives us value? Anybody? Hello? Anyone there? This makes a 1/1. That's not the worst. Nim Deathmantle. I feel like we can do some combos with that bad boy, huh? Let's sideboard that bad boy. Let's check it out. How many times can I say bad boy? Let's see. And gain life? No. What else we got here? Come on. Show me something cool. When Terrarian's put in the graveyard of the battlefield and draw a card, sounds like a main deckable card to me. If Ugin's Nexus would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and take an extra turn after this one, Seems pretty cool to me, huh? Well, 2 turns, 5 mana. I'll take that any day of the week. And 2 turns, specifically, that we can get in response to somebody, because Gandalf is cracked. Wizard's Rockets. Another one dies, gives us 2 cards. Okay. Okay. We're cooking. We're cooking here. Starting to see some stuff. Okay. So, right now we have the weirdest hybrid between a Stacks deck and a Storm deck in the entire world. So, yeah, this is the second time this has come up, my friends. If a thing enters the battlefield after a spell is already put on the stack, anything that would trigger off of that spell does not work. So Boromir, unless I'm blatantly incorrect on how I've read Boromir, so let's look up Boromir right now. I can't spell Boromir. Boromir, word in the tower. Let's check out that bad boy. Let's look at that text. If an opponent would cast a spell with no mana was supposed to cast it, counter that spell. So, you go to force of will something. Boromir flashes into the battlefield. Oh, what the Ugin's Nexus question? That has me confused. One sec. Boromir comes in. The spell is no longer put on the stack, right? So it doesn't work quite the way I think people want it to. Also, I find the card exceptionally medium in general, so we'll considering that. I'm also gonna turn the lights on in here so it's a little less dark. 1 second, friends. Might mess up the green screen a little bit, so apologies if that's the case, but want to get it. Yeah, see, no, it would do that. All right, give me like 2 seconds to fix that so you guys don't have to look at that green grossness, man. Filters. That's what happens when you have a room with a lot of natural light to it. Ooh, okay, no, you're just not going to be nice to me at all? Okay. There we go. That's better, at least. Sorry, can't be a little bit. Oh, there we go. Are we gonna be nice? I mean, my chair's disappearing a little bit, but I'll take that over a bunch of green squares. So, all right, coolio. Archaea Mentions map in the sideboard. Treasure Keeper. So once again, Owl, we're not playing it as of right now, friends, just because we don't have any artifact, or we don't have any creature-specific sacrifice outlets, and Owl is not an artifact, right? So, Ugin's Nexus is a replacement effect. Doesn't work with Gandalf. If Ugin's Nexus be put into a grave from the battlefield, instead exile and take an extra turn after this one. I actually don't know if it's conditional. Let's see if there are any rulings on it. I don't know. I'll have to get a judge who is smarter than myself. Thraben Inspector isn't that bad. It is when we are playing anti-enter the battlefield effects. Yeah. Ingenious Smith. What's that, friends? Isn't that a red card? No, it's not? Okay, what is it? Where is it? 2 mana. Oh, enter battlefield effect. We are not playing those in this deck. We have anti-ETB effect. It is a replacement effect. Okay, so Ugin's Nexus I still think is like extra turn hate that we can sack an extra turn with. I don't know. Oswald, once again, friends, double check the list. Here, I'm going to put this list in the description so people can view it. We know, just in case. My Stone Weak Stone is fine. Preston. Don't think... Okay, so a lot of people are saying Ugin's Nexus doesn't work the way we want it to. Is it still worth it, given how many sacrifice effects we have, to just play an extra turn effect of mono white? I do not know. Defense Grid was another one I was wondering about, too. I really was. Flash in at someone's end step, then go to your turn, untap with all of your mana. I feel like probably maybe not worth it, but still pretty decent. Let me check Preston. Are there Preston synergies that I'm missing? I don't think there's Preston synergies that I'm missing. Am I crazy? Touch the Spirit Realm seems really good. I thought we included that already, but I might be wrong. Yeah, we don't have a single enchantment, so clearly I'm wrong. Touch the spirit realm. Lovely. Okay. So we got 109 cards so far, which is, you know, pretty slim for a deck like this. No, it's definitely, obviously, a way to build the deck. I like to add a bunch of stuff that we want and then trim from there. So I definitely think, you know, there is, that's the way I like to do with it. Yeah, I do agree. An extra turn. So the reason I like Ugin's Nexus specifically, and actually this is another reason I'm going to add that Arcbound Ravager from our sideboard here. Or is it in the considering board? Yeah. I just want as many artifact sacrifice outlets as possible. This guy should probably just be in the main deck. Okay. But one of the things I really like about the ability to have, oh geez, what was I saying? I don't remember. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. Grand Abolisher is in the sideboard right now. It's a little weird. Oh yeah, but what I was saying was, one of the things that people have been talking about and like pushing with Final Fortune effects in the current metagame right now is the ability to win when it's most opportune to you. So that's like a lot of what the deck is trying to do as it is, right? But the ability to flash in your Ugin's Nexus, sacrifice it, and then take an extra turn to be able to swing in with that win is really good. Can you go infinite in any way with exiling Nexus and getting it back with Karn? Now that is a very attractive question. Can you go infinite in any... I mean, I guess... Well, Karn's only a +1, right? So... I don't think so, but we can still do that, which is pretty cool. Icecrown Scepter, Prototype Portal, Double Imprint. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Double Imprint really doing anything. The Legendary Abolisher. Myrel. Okay, yeah. Myrel is totally fine. And also, a lot of the downside of Myrel really gets mitigated with this deck, which is like, one, it feeds the shit out of Dockside, something that we're, you know, fighting against. And two, yeah, you would have to flicker Karn for that combo to work. Proliferate would not complete the loop because I think you need to proliferate twice, which is tougher. Yeah, flickering Karn, as a lot of people are saying. So, yeah, I don't think Karn loops are really how we're getting there. Right now, I think like the win TM is like Aetherflux combos, basically. Yeah, there's a lot of untappy shenanigans we can go through with that type of line too. So let's keep plugging through. Okay, so now I guess we're at the point where so fun fact, Moxfield has a feature that I really enjoy, which is just you go over here and it's got recommendations like from EDHREC, like what would they suggest putting in there, and they're not always great ones because a lot of them are casual cards, but like sometimes you find some really cool stuff. Ooh, Claw of Kicks. I forgot to look up Sacrifice Permanent. Thank you. You guys are great. Oh, I love this chat. Thank you, chat. Oracle Permanent. Sacrifice Permanent. Claws of Gix. Okay, Claws of Gix. It's not... it is conditional, but... Well, we can at least put Gix on the side. I'll come back to that in a second. Let's see, any other Sacrifice Permanent things that we like? We want unconditional Sacrifice Permanent. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm not seeing Sacrifice Permanent that we're really getting chats about. Okay, but anyways, back to the EDH recommendations. Urza Saga, yeah, duh, in this deck. A lot of the lands we're going to be adding in, of course, because they're just staples. Buried Ruin, probably sideboard that bad boy, sideboard this guy. Death Mantle, yeah, once again, so Ashnod's Altar, I feel like there's an Ashnod's Altar effectiveness loop with, especially with our win cons, right? Enduring Renewal is another one to take care of. Junk Diver, second Mirror Retriever, I think it needs to go in. Ganja there. Unwinding Clock, we'll see how many untap artifact synergies. It's probably just worth it, to be honest. Minas Tirith, definitely. Basalt Monolith, probably worth it. We'll sideboard that bad boy. Staff of Nomination. I mean, it goes infinite with Metalworker, which is nice. It's another win con. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Ravager's already in the deck. Smothering Tithe, I feel like is just good. Cavern, I'm kind of mid on, but making constructs uncounterable is kind of hot. Ancient Den's kind of mid, but maybe. Let's see here. Savines, we don't really care about that. People were suggesting my So Meek Stone. It's fine. Oh wait, you get 2 though, huh? You get 2. I didn't think about the fact that you get 2 with Mike Stone and Weak Stone. I was just thinking you flash it in, but like 5 mana, kill 2 things. 5 mana, draw 4. Maybe. Okay. Workshop Assistant, another Mirror Retriever. Probably good for redundancy. Mishra's Workshop, probably good for redundancy. City of Traders, good. Mindstone, probably necessary. Circuit Mender. Maybe. Nykthos. We have so many artifacts. Probably not good, actually. Yeah. I think like a lot of these draw things are really gonna like let this deck pop off. Rings Brighthearth, maybe. Ashnods. I think you all have convinced me. It's enough. Samwise the Stout-Hearted is kind of a Mirror Retriever, sort of. We'll considering that. Soul Partition. I don't like that card as much as a lot of people do. Mycosynth Gardens. I'm not a big Mycosynth Gardens fan. Never been a fan of it. Cloudstone would be so cool if it didn't have the you can't do this with artifacts ability part of it. So, not happening. Wait a minute. Okay, Al, we're going to put in the considering because I think... I'll even put in the sideboard because I think there are 30 people in this chat who will murder me if I don't put that card in there. Teferi's Protection, probably not. Probably not the truth, I would argue. Mamburst, probably not it either, but we'll considering it. Blind Obedience, probably good enough. Invisibility under control, return target artifact from graveyard to your hand. That's... or another legendary. That might be something. Altar of the Brood is in the sideboard. Yep, we already have that in there. Lightning Greaves, that's nothing. Felware, no. Terramancer is considerable. Clock of Omens, I feel like maybe is a combo piece somewhere. Right? Like it feels like a combo piece. Land Tax, maybe. It's a good card. Surge is decent. Sideboard. This guy dies and draws. Cathodian. I feel like there's probably a Cathodian combo. We'll take a little peek at it. Forsaken Monument. This card's really decent. This card I wish was an instant, or we could cheat it into being an instant, but we can't, and that's sad. Sky Scanner is a creature ETB draw card. This guy, try this again. Flowering. That's kind of cute. I don't think that's anything. Sacrifice Outlet on a land is decent. Treasure Vault, meh. Implement, Threat Dynamo, Emergent Zone. Emergent Zone might just be good redundancy with your commander. And this is going to the considering pile, but because we're playing anti-ETBs, we're not playing it. And then we're going to do this one more time because it sees all the cards we added and try this again, right? It's loading because it takes a while to be like, hey, how do I fix your deck? Ugh. Then we got a lot of good stuff going on here, though, for sure. Portable Hole, already in the deck, friends. No worries on that. So, yeah, once again, rule law effects stop us winning the game, which I'm not sure if it's like a hot take, but I'm a big fan of winning the game. So I'd rather not shut off our main win conditions. It's a little bit different if we start playing more creature sacrifice effects, which we can. I prefer not to go down that angle right now, but there is a different version of this deck where you get to play all the rule of law creatures and can use cards like Ashnod's Altar and some others to then proceed to sacrifice those and go infinite with those effects. So that is totally viable and I think doable. What is that dude we just saw? Oh, that one's free value. Seems not great, but we'll put it inside. Expo map, that's probably good enough, right? Second sunrise, that's probably something, right? Oh, someone suggested flagstones. That's really cute. I like that. Does that work? Whenever I find flagstones, we can find it. Okay, it's back. It's not here, I guess. Flagstones. Trocaire. Was put into a grave from the battlefield. Yeah, that's a permanent leaving the battlefield. I believe Gandalf sees that. I don't know how we're going to sacrifice our own flagstones, but it's a thing for sure. Do I know if Charles will do a primer for the outlist? Charles does not do primers. Fun fact, he does not. That's not really his ish. He tries to not be in the public light more than he has to. Shaku? What is Shaku going to do for the deck? Yeah, we already have Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares. I don't know if we need to jam a third exile creature spell in there, but I like the idea of what's happening for sure. All right, do we have an Aethersworn Canvas? Yes, we definitely do, because it's an artifact that we can sacrifice, and that's pretty hot. We got a lot of cards in this deck right now. We're up to 133, which might be a little much. We definitely have some cards that are a little anti-synergy, for sure. But we also have some cards that are extremely synergistic, I should say, and very powerful. Teleportation Circle. Can someone explain to me why that is something that I've seen suggested more than once? Why? Hello? Teleportation Circle. Explain yourself to me. Flicker an artifact. Kind of mid. I don't want to tap out for 4 mana unless it's like a Smothering Tithe. Strip mine fairly free. I don't like to go too crazy on the mono white stuff. Although, really, or on the colorless lands, what I was getting at. Winding Canyons, very free in this deck, and also is just a second Gandalf. Very cool. Let's see. Guardian Displacer would flicker Karn. Yeah. We'll some of the land cuteness that people are suggesting is fine, but I don't think we need to go too crazy. So once again, the creatures in the deck are not quite the things that we care about flickering. So cards like Ephemerate aren't really that important. So let's see if there's anything that's exiles and returns permanents. Tithe Taker. Well, we don't really care about things costing more on our turn because we're trying to go off on everybody's turn, right? Let's go over here. Once again, another advanced search here. So let's go for an instant. Am I blind? Oh, here we go. Instant. Let's go exile. Target. And return battlefield. And in white. Exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, remove creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile creature, exile one artifact, creature, or enchantment, and you draw a card. That's not the worst. Is that called Scroll Shift? It's kind of cute. Scroll Shift. That's probably like a sideboard card for now, but it's a cool sideboard card. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. All right. Palantir of Orthanc. I don't think Palantir does anything. I don't think we need to be milling people. Land Tax is in the sideboard right now. Ugin is cute, for sure. You can definitely storm off with Ugin. Is that enough? Maybe. It might be enough to storm off with Ugin. The Ineffable. That's very cute. Ugin might be a sideboard for now. I don't know. Let's keep it in the deck for now. So thank you for the nice words in chat. Reprieve is in the sideboard as of right now for sure. So I think I want to start trimming things, and I wanna take y'all into some test hands. I think let's just like get this deck ready to actually start trying things with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here. We do not need 44 lands, so let's start by trimming some of them bad boys. I say the heck with it. Let's keep as many of these as we can. I like the idea of going down to 29 lands. So, oh man, we have no ways to trigger flagstones for now, so I'm gonna considering that. Iganjo's free, Ballins, I like that, I like that, I like that. I like this one, I like this one. This one's okay. Yeah, okay, so we have 43, including, actually, honestly, I think the snow-covered land is probably better than Emeria's Call in this deck specifically, because I don't want my Astrolabe to go unloved. 42 lands. Sandstone Oracle. I hadn't thought about Sandstone Oracle. I don't know if I love that card, but it's worth thinking about. So I'll put that over down here in the considering board. It's a nice way to really refill your hand. Ooh, no, Sandstone Oracle. Okay, so 42 lands. I want to go to 29, which means let's cut and put in 17 plains. 17 snow covered plains. Boom. Okay. That went to the sideboard. My bad. Where'd they go? Oh no, they went to the considering board. Even worse. Move to main deck. Each and every one. Okay, we got the mana base in. Eternal Wanderer has Flicker too. Oh yeah, we forgot to add Claws. I didn't put Nykthos in this list straight up because it is too slow. Sorry, not just too slow, but we have like so few actual white pips in this deck. It's all colorless stuff. It's like all colorless stuff. Salvager of Ruin to get back sacked artifact and return. Salvager of Ruin? What's that one? Oh, wait, I like that card if it's the one I'm thinking of. It's actually, like, I love that card. Back to the Salvager of Ruin. Yeah. Good suggestion, chat. Big fan of this guy. Salvager of Ruin. Big love on that one. It's a little awkward with KCI stuff, but I think it's still probably worth putting in the deck, or at least sideboarding for now. Draw Scorpion. I don't know if this one might be too cute for now. I'm thinking about sideboarding these. I'm just going to like go through and sideboard a bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily need right now. Oswald's in the deck, friends. Teshar has 2 or 3 cards shutting it off. Not that it's not really good because it's kind of cracked in the deck, but I think maybe... Oh, now I'm doubting myself. Do we cut Grafdiggers and Soulless Jailer for Teshar? What do we think, chat? What do we think? I think Teshar goes. I'm pretty sure Teshar goes. Well, straight up Flicker. Blink's not to, but Sorcery Speed. I hate Sorcery Speed in this deck. The whole point of this deck is to be a flash deck, right? So, yeah, let me go to... all right. So, untaps are wrong. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, Draw Scorpion's very, very strong. I like it a lot. I don't know that we need it in version 1 of this deck. That's how I feel about my Rel 2, to be honest. I'm going to sideboard her for now. Once again, a lot of these are sideboard choices. We have too many artifacts for me to like Tragic Arrogance right now. Enlightened Tutor. All of my instants feel necessary. Second Sunrise might be cute. Yeah, that's, I think, yeah, everyone in chat, thank you for letting my favorite bird friend die. How do I feel about Liberator? I feel like it's still probably worth it. I'm not happy about it, but I feel like Liberator is probably there. Stone of EDHREC, I want to put that in the sideboard for sure, but I don't know that we need it. Let's go here. All right, we got 49 artifacts. Let's start with the other ones. Blind Obedience feels really solid here. I think it's totally fine. Touch of Spirit Realm, Smothering Tithe. Probably take or leave Smothering Tithe. You think the eggs are too cute? They might be. They straight up might be, but they also could be 2-mana draw 2s. Chromatic Sphere isn't a leave the battlefield trigger. Tell me more. You're right. Chromatic Star is leave the battlefield trigger. Chromatic Sphere. Good catch, chat. Thank you, Philip, in chat. Nice, nice, nice. Good catch. Goodbye, Chromatic Sphere. You are dead to me. And by that I mean in the sideboard. Let's see. Soul Guide Lantern is an egg that draws cards. It does not cause an ability to trigger. It double exiles a spell and can hit graveyards at instant speed that my opponents control. Probably still worth it. Sure. Wizards Rockets, you're doing your thing. I don't think we need Arcane Signet here, to be honest. I think the deck's just chugging along fine enough without it. Y'all remember at the start of this when I said I'm pretty sure we'll be a Mox Opal deck? Like, it feels pretty safe. Where do we land on Second Sunrise? I feel like no one commented on that one. I feel like, yeah, Hushbringer is not, but that's not why we are not on it. Feel like Second Sunrise. Oh, it doesn't even work with Grafdigger's Cage. So considering, I think maybe up here we have our good friends Filigree Familiar. Considering pile. I think it's too much mana for the effect. Boop-a-doo. These are all good. Recombiner seems, yeah, it gets scrapped probably. Yeah, it's cracked. Great Signet not needed. We don't need Solemn Simulacrum. Sorry, y'all. Blasting Station combos with stuff to kill. Yes, Blasting Station is in the sideboard or is it in the considering board? It's in the considering board. We talked about Dispatch earlier, and just like we don't need a third Path to Exile effect, but it's fine. Blasting Station. We'll leave that out for now, but I like where people are going with that. I like the thoughts. Is Ugin's Nexus too cute? Uba Mask might be too cute, actually. Oh no, Uba Mask hurts us more than other decks, actually. So goodbye, Uba Mask. You're done. Mystic Forge and Grafdigger's Cage are a non-bow, but we are still on 40 plus artifacts, and Grafdigger's Cage is just one of those artifacts, and I'm feeling okay. Cage only does creatures, so maybe Second Sunrise is still worth. Yeah, I don't know about Sunrise. I think Second Sunrise is like stupid good. I just think we need to make some cuts based on availability to do so. I think Ugin's probably more cute than good. Ravager. Where are we on Ravager? I like having the third artifact sack outlet, but it also doesn't win the game, you know? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Have to cut Jailer. Why are we cutting Jailer? Jailer doesn't stop our effects at all. Sushi. Cathodian wins game? How does Cathodian win the game? You can make some mana. Yeah. Cathar Commando feels a little cute, if anything, at this point, but it's fine. Your Retriever is good. We need that. Revoker is good. Soulless Jail is good. Honor Guard's good. Griff. Junk Diver. Liberator. Do we really... Yeah, I think we still need the backup Gandalf here. All these feel pretty necessary. The Blizzard for the win. All right. Yeah. Okay, so the other question, folks, is Chromox, cEDH staple. There is a solid chance you do not have enough white pips to play Chromox, which is really, really funny. Yeah. Just because, like, We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We only have 21 cards that can be exiled under Chromox. And actually 20 because some of them are artifacts as well. So 19. I'm counting 19 cards that can be exiled in a Chromox. Yeah. So that... I want to play it a little bit, but that is something to consider. I see 19 cards that can be exiled to it, which is really, really low. It's not great. Alt WinCon good. Alt WinCon being Heliod Ballista or KCI stuff. I think that is Alt WinCon by definition for this deck. Alright, let's see. Mind Stone. Probably don't need Mind Stone. It doesn't actually double up the way we want it to. I don't know. Yeah. Goodbye, Mind Stone. Potion of Healing. I think it's the worst ETB draw card effect, so you can go, just because it's harder to cast than the others. Unwinding Clock. Is Unwinding Clock too cute? The Lobster? What is the Lobster, y'all? No, Unwinding Clock is a May. Search for Glory is a great card. I think it definitely should go on the sideboard for sure, if not the main board. I just think for right now we don't have the room. I think I might have to cut Ungin's Nexus. I don't want to cut Ungin's Nexus, but we may have to. Okay. Unwinding Clock. I really want to see like what cards we're actually untapping. It doesn't feel like the most cards. I feel like Unwinding Clock's probably more cute than it is good. So that one's out. We're starting to get down there, y'all. We're starting to get down there. Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Clock's dumb. Like, I think it's very, very powerful. I just, I don't know if it's enough, right? Honestly, this deck's got so many, like, eggs in it. I think we can go down to 28 lands, if not lower, later on. Yeah, I feel very comfortable saying that, actually. Let's go down a land. Remove one. Boom. Okay, so we have 5 cuts left. 5 cuts. Clock of Omens. I think Clock of Omens is a combo piece. I think, like, it's straight up really good. 4 more flash. No, like, and I get that it untaps a lot of rocks, but if you think about all the rocks that it actually untaps, right? We have Chromox, which we're considering cutting. J-Lo doesn't work with it. Lotus Spell doesn't work with it. Mox, Mana Crit, Mox Diamond, Mox Opal work with it. Doesn't work with it, doesn't work with it. Works with it, doesn't work with it, doesn't work with it. Now that I'm looking at this version of the deck, maybe Manifold Key and Voltaic Key actually don't matter. Because we don't have that many artifacts that we're trying to untap, right? Like, there's not... Like, it's different with, like, Clock of Omens, because that straight up wins us the game. But, yeah, these little untappers probably go. So Manifold, considering, Voltaic, go to considering. Forges and Combo something. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. It does work really well with Mystic Forge, but, you know, ways to get Mystic Forge consistently. Okay, now, here's the other question. Is Portal to Phyrexia too cute, too? I'm upset, because the answer feels like maybe yes. Which is sad. I think this card maybe goes away. Enduring Renewal. Right, we keep forgetting to actually put that in. Audibly said it out loud like 1,000 times. Renewal. This card is weird, though. Enduring Renewal. Hand reveal, draw a card, reveal the top card, live instead, creature card, put in a graveyard, sure. Main deck. Done. Okay. What do we got? You're not gonna Ancient Den? No, we don't need an Ancient Den, I don't think. The cut portal, yeah. Sorry, y'all. Ancient portal, you are, or portal Phyrexia. All right. But we're not cutting Lembas bread, okay? All of you out there suggesting it. So many eggs. So many eggs. Eggs. We have so many eggs. This is, we got 3 cuts left. We're doing so good. We're almost there. Oh yeah, Blind Obedience is an outlet in this deck too, which is kind of dumb. Can we go down to 27 lands? Like, I know it's the meme to like cut a bunch of lands in your cEDH decks, but like, we're literally a deck full of cantripping cards, right? So like, I don't know. Egg do anything. What does that mean? Deep Gnome is in the sideboard. This is so good. I know we talked about this earlier, but come on, that's so good. A lot of the combos right now are KCI combos, chat. That's kind of what we're going with. Dang, y'all, I'm struggling. I'm struggling a little bit. Got 3 cuts. You know what? We're gonna be that guy. We're gonna go down to land. I know, 27 lands. Stop. Just want to remove 1. Oh my god, I got rid of all of them. Okay, my bad. Okay, it's 15 snow-covered plains. 27 lands. And they all went to the sideboard, of course. Move to main deck. All the above. Okay. 2 more cuts. 2 more cuts. March needs to go. Why March needs to go? Is it just because you don't have white cards to exile to it? Is that what people are thinking? It's not the first person who said that. Liberator seems I agree. It's a backup Gandalf, but like, I don't know. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with my instinct and everyone who else is commenting on this. I don't know. We're gonna sideboard Liberator and sideboard March, and we're gonna go from there. I don't know. Sideboarding March feels bad. That's my only way to exile like problematic permanents, I think. We have Cathar, right? But like, ooh, that feels ugly. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I think March goes... Why are people hating on March so much? Snow-covered plains are in there for Arkham's Asterisk Cut Gandalf. Yeah, that's it. I think Chromox does go, though. I think we talked about it enough. So Chromox is going into the sideboard. I know it seems like heresy, but it's where we're at. And then I'll put in March, Swirling Mist, wherever that went. They're good considering. Yeah, March going back in. Yeah, that's what I thought too. March is just too like flexible. All right, we got 100 cards here, 27 lands, which may be too greedy, but let's try this. Let's try it. Chat, you've been with me through a good deck building session so far. Many people very patiently waiting for me to realize that I put the wrong time on. Okay, let's check this bad boy out. Okay, so we got a turn 2 Gandalf here. Turn 1, we can do like a tempo portable hole. Turn 1, we can also do a tempo Pithing Needles. Stones of Eric, I don't think is in the main deck, is it? Okay. Okay. Alright, we're going to ignore all this stuff. What is BG? Stormtrooper. KCI, where is BG? Okay, anyways. This is a keepable hand, I think, depending on the pod, right? Oh, let's see what turn order we're in. Boom. We're on third. Okay, kind of mid. It's fine. Boom. Okay, there we go. That was something. We're doing something. Land. We're gonna go Jewel Lotus. Name Pithing Needle. Naming the best card on the board. Sure. Boom. Untap. Let's play a land. I wonder what we're gonna do this turn. Boonweaver Giant. What is Boonweaver Giant gonna do in the deck? Okay. Turn 2, Flash in Gandalf. Whoa, no one could have seen that coming. Next turn, you play your City Traders and pass, because we never let them know what we're going to do, chat. Never let them know what we're going to do. And then we have so many options. We can flash in Oswald, we can flash into Guild Globe, we can use Portable Holes Removal. Basically, this deck is dog dirt until Gandalf gets online, right? But when Gandalf gets here, let's just say we're going crazy. We're just drawing cards. Boom, draw 2. Oh my god, and we got the grinding station. Let's go. Okay, now we got a win condition. And my dog is going crazy. Y'all hear that? Let's say we get a grinding station. Let's mill someone else. You know what? I gotta think. Yeah, I did not draw turn 3. You're right. I'm thinking we don't really have a way to get KCI back in this deck. Do we? We might not. We might need a card that like recurs artifacts. Oh, we have Buried Ruin. You know what? We're gonna do some real quick little adjust a Runo, because do we have any way to get artifacts back? Am I a dingus? Oh man, I'm a dingus, everyone. Okay. We we're an artifact. Oh, of course we have multiple ways to get artifacts back. What am I talking about? We have literal dozens of effects to get artifacts back. I'm having a stroke. Okay, yeah, we have literal half of the point of this deck is to get artifacts back. Why is that something I struggle with for a second? All right, we're playing it again. My bad, y'all. Oh, we gotta yo, snap keep. Let's go. Draw a card. Oh, we got the planes too. Never fucking punished. Trinisphere, turn 1. Next turn. This is so stupid. I love this. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not playing Gandalf anytime soon, but who cares? Like, Energy Refractor, draw a card. Oh no, it costs 3. My bad. So that's the whole turn. That's fine. Next turn. Boom. So I have 5 mana, but I have to do it in chunks. Chunks 03, as they say. I feel like this is a Moonsilver Key moment. Maybe we go get something that makes a bunch of mana. And then we crack that, get a Gandalf down next turn, then we start drawing a bunch of cards. Yeah, this hand feels pretty great. Next game. Also, we're keeping a lot of first hands, I'm noticing. Y'all notice that? Deck list for SCG Con Baltimore. Yes, SCG Con Baltimore just got posted over on EDH Top 16, and I have the deck tech for that coming out either tomorrow morning or Friday morning. I think we're doing Friday morning just to keep things a little less congested here on the channel. I don't want to be like, hey, I did my live stream and then I posted something the next day. So Friday at 4 p.m., I don't know why I said morning, we're going to be dropping the top 16 from SCG Con Baltimore, just so everyone knows about that. Also, don't we need a Soul Ring in the deck? This feels like a meme. Soul Ring is definitely in this deck. Okay. Also, everyone, while we're here, just remember to hit like and subscribe, all that nonsense, and you guys know how it is. This deck has Stack and Direction. It's called Flash. Yeah, it'll definitely be a Vegas. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Check out the Patreon if y'all are interested in more content like this. This is all thanks to the people who've been supporting me so far, because it's really, really tough to do content full time, and everyone who supports the channel helps me do this for a living and make more content and stuff like that. So check that stuff out. But yeah, let's check out this hand. Okay, depending on how cracked this card is, which the answer is usually pretty. It's a pretty good card. This hand is keepable or not. So I'm definitely okay with being like Plains, Graph Diggers next turn, flash in Archivist of Agma. Next turn after that, we go, boom, City of Traders into the One Ring, play a Mox Opal, pass the turn, and step, draw a card. Next turn, oh my god, correct. Boop, flash in a Gandalf. Now we can draw 2 cards. We have some sack outlets on the battlefield. Yeah, this starts to get real good. So what happens when we draw 2 here? It's not the best draws. I'm not going to lie about that. Null Brooch. That's really, really funny. Sauron Darklord, I think is playable. I don't know if it's good, but I know it's playable. Yeah, One Ring is dumb. One Ring is like real good. Let's do another one. Oh my god, this seems really good. Am I crazy? This seems really good. I guess it's not insane, but still like this hand a lot. So we go turn 1, land into a Soul Ring. Turn 2, untap. I think we just play it safe. Oh, sorry, and play a tap to Minas Tirith, and then just play a Blind Obedience because this card's very good. Turn 3, untap. Lands up, mana open. We can revoke her if we need to. Or we can just flash in Gandalf, which I don't mind at all. City Traders. Then we start to do some dumb stuff, I think, on this turn. We can get that clock down. We can flash in this Lembas Bread, Scry 1. That gets KCI, so that probably is the card we draw. Then we scry 1 again. That goes to the bottom. Draw a card. It's Dranis. Sure, I don't hate it. And then worst case scenario. Oh, and also, duh. We have Clock of Opens out, which is like, oh hey, Lembas Bread, untap this Soul Ring. It is basically Grixis Tivit. That's interesting. I'm actually interested to see how people are finding Sauron the Dark Lord, and find it interesting for sure. Yeah, with the One Ring, funny enough, also in the bundles for the set, so you can straight up just get a really beautiful version of the One Ring that's like very publicly available. But yeah, this is one of those hands that really just starts to snowball real quick because Clock of Omens is a busted card. We're gonna do 1 or 2 more fresh hands. Okay, here's the first straight up mulligan. It's going to 6. That's pretty good. Turn 2 Gandalf. Astrolabe, draw a card. Turn 2, draw for turn. Play Gandalf. Turn 3, untap. Play a land. Pass with the ability to either cantrip multiple times, play an Aven Mind Sensor, flash in a Cathar Commando. Pretty good stuff. I like what this deck does a lot. I like me a Gandalf. Yeah, I'm feeling really, really good about where this deck is at, y'all. Feeling really good about it. I think there's some, card quality considerations that are not as high because of the way the deck is right now, right? Because of the fact that it's a flash KCI style deck, but oh, my bad, y'all. I didn't know you could not see the corner of this testing hand this whole time. That's my bad. But anyways, it's fine because we're not doing hands anymore. Yeah, this, do you think it's worth it to hold on to eggs until we get Gandalf? I think depending on the eggs, right? So, like, some of the 2-mana draw eggs, maybe not, but, like, if turn 1 you just play an Arkham's Astrolabe to cantrip, I think that's totally acceptable. But I think in general, you obviously want to get the biggest Gandalf payout for your eggs. Do we have Mike Synth Gardens? I'm not a big fan of Gardens. I know people like it. Will I play Gandalf in a tournament? I have no idea. I really like this deck. KCI is one of my favorite ways to play the game. And I love this idea that we can like jam all of these asymmetrical artifacts, stacks, pieces. Eggs, for those who don't know, are artifacts that either leave or enter and draw cards. Have we talked about Cathodian, Nim, Deathmantle? Yeah, so those are all on the sideboard of the deck. I did not include them in the main board, but they are extremely, extremely playable in this deck. I think Cathodian is super playable. I think Nim, Deathmantle allows certain cards in the deck to combo off very efficiently, and it's straight up just a matter of we just didn't have enough space for all of the combos we wanted to play in here right now. yeah, I will be definitely going to Vegas in September unless something crazy happens. So I'll see you all there. But I want to thank you all for showing up for this deck tech. I think this is really fun. I really like doing these live brews. And I hope y'all enjoy them too. When this gets reposted as a video, it really, really helps if you can like and subscribe. Liking this video helps a ton. Subscribing to the channel helps a ton. Find out more stuff like this. As I mentioned, I've just recently transitioned to full-time content creation as an attempt to, do this thing professionally. So any support helps out a ton. It's a really pivotal time for me these next couple of months, especially to see how plausible this thing is. Also, while you have you all here, as you guys know, I do cEDH coaching, right? So you can reach out through Patreon if you want to be one of the monthly members for Patreon cEDH coaching, or you guys can hit me up at my email, comedianmtg@gmail.com. You can find me over at Twitter. You can DM me there. You can find me over on Discord. Any of those places help out a ton. You can find the links to all of those things in the description of any of my videos. And I just want to thank you all for being here. These are so fun for me to do. I really like doing live stuff with you guys, and it's really, really awesome. So thank you all for showing up. This has been really, really cool. And without any further ado, I will catch you all next time. Y'all are great. Have an awesome night.